I've never heard a bluebird's song that I know of, but that's supposed to be one. The bluebird is a member of the thrush family, as is the robin, though the bluebird is noticeably smaller. We were surprised to see a bluebird come to our winter feeder recently, and set about to get them some of their favorite food for the bird buffet. Mealworms. Dried ones, of course. I had heard they also liked raisins soaked in water, but I'm here to testify that they will throw raisins out of the way to get mealworms. They will eat peanut pieces rather than go hungry, but they clearly prefer the mealworms. Fortunately, dried mealworms are really lightweight, about 1,000 of them to an ounce. But on the internet, the worms are roughly $20 a pound. But in the stores that sell bird food, 3½ ounces goes from $6 to $10. Wow. Bluebirds are really interesting creatures. The male waves a wing at the object of his affections, and sometimes she waves back. If they hit it off well, they will go house hunting. He takes her around and shows her the places which he thinks they could take up housekeeping. Bluebirds' unions are much like humans. Sometimes they last for a lifetime, then others not quite so long. When a clutch of eggs has hatched, the young are born with their eyes closed and with no feathers. As long as the babies are without feathers, the mother stays with the young, and the male brings food to the nest. Once the little ones have feathers to keep them warm, both parents gather food. These birds are fussy about which house they will move into. It must be clean and not have a nest left over from last season. They seem to prefer one with a view of open spaces, the better in which to catch bugs and insects. They seem to prefer the house to be located facing leeward, I suppose to keep the babies from getting a chill before they get their feathers. Bluebirds are absolutely stunningly beautiful birds. While they're too shy to remain around while you fill the feeder, they must be watching. Recently, Martha had not made it into the house after filling their feeder, and the birds had already gone to enjoy the yummy worms. Yum, yum. I'm not sure how much of this courtship ritual we have already missed, but here we have a couple examples of a male bluebird trying to interest a female in a nice modern home. It seems that he checks it out to make sure the floors are swept and the beds made before she comes to inspect the place. Note that he waves a wing to her, which comes across as some pretty heavy flirting. She obliges by going in and checking the place out, inside and out. He leaves so as not to be in the way while she examines the property, much as a human real estate agent gets out of the buyer's way, but remains close by to answer questions. After she leaves, note the self-satisfied reaction of the male. You can almost read his thoughts. Hey, she likes me! I'm cool. I'm cool. On the other hand, the second example is the opposite. I don't know if this is the same male and female, but I rather suspect it's a different couple altogether. She doesn't even bother to go inside or do more than give it a cursory glance or two. You can see the disappointment of the male as he seems to say, "Hey, you didn't even look inside. What's wrong with her anyway? I went to all this trouble and she ignores me." Maybe it's not the house, but the male bird himself. He did seem to have a lot of trouble making it to the house in the beginning. Bluebirds have a low success rate in raising a family. They suffer attacks from house sparrows, house wrens, cowbirds, as well as various rodents. Apparently our nest building effort was interrupted by a chipmunk. I got rid of the chipmunk, but the bluebirds have gone elsewhere.